All right, so hello, my name is John Kwam. For my class here in my Master's of Business Administration on Leadership Communication, I will be persuading you on the need for recycling here today. So to start off, what you may not know, there's about 3,000 active landfills in the United States today, and on average, these are about 600 acres per landfill. So if we do the math there, that's about 1.8 million total acres in the US alone, and that's about 9 times the size of New York City. So if you look here on this visual with this map of New York City with Brooklyn and Queens, Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island, if we did that over 9 times, that would be the amount of land that is taken up in the United States by these landfills. So, that definitely grabbed my attention. I hope it does yours, to kind of transition into the severity of how much space landfills take up and their negative consequences, and then moving towards recycling. So for topics covered today, we're going to go over the problem of waste, how recycling can have an impact, and then what you can do personally, and I'll do my best here to persuade you of why this is something that needs to happen. So to start, the problem with human waste, it destroys habitats for both people and animals because it takes up so much space. There's nothing really for good use that can be used there. Additionally, it spreads harmful pollutants. All these garbage pieces that just collect in these landfills, they can bleed into the soil, bleed into the water, and spread pollutants and toxic chemicals. And then thirdly, it prevents humans from enjoying natural environments. Like I brought up earlier, there's so much space taken up, so much space in nature that could have, things to see or things to do, but these landfills prevent humans from being able to enjoy them. And here I'm just going to show a quick video about some of the problems with human waste here. So yeah, as you can see here, all this trash, it just sits there. And another major problem is you can't break it down. Plastics take thousands of years to decompose all the way, and so they just get stuck in environments like this. So transitioning to here to the impact that recycling can have, the biggest thing that I'm sure many of you are aware of is that it can turn waste into helpful products. So instead of having to have all this waste sit in a landfill, instead we can turn it into things that can help people in everyday life. So for one example, Maine as a state, they've done a bunch of research that has showed that they can turn recycled paper into tissues and napkins. And they can turn tin cans into car and bike parts, and plastic into stadium seats and frisbees. And so all those things, as you can see, they're just really positive alternatives to kind of having this trash just sit there and build up. And recycling is a way that we can use these things to be productive in life. In terms of what you can do, a big thing is just setting aside a few items per day. It could just be, a bottle or a soda can. You can just set it aside and recycle it. One of the things in research that's been done is that humans produce about 1,000 pounds of waste per year, and just setting that aside can kind of slash into that huge number. And then just, reusable bags, bottles, that kind of stuff just helps eliminate waste. And then think about the positive impact that you can make for not only yourself but others, and kind of that quest towards making the world a better place, a safer place, not giving off those pollutants, all that kind of stuff. You can have a positive impact on that, and I think that's really powerful and uplifting. To conclude here, some of the topics we covered the need for recycling, How are we going to satisfy that need is by doing kind of some of the things I talked about, where we recycle tin cans instead of throwing them out. And then kind of providing that visual for you in your everyday life about how you can actually do those things. And then one other quick thing, these visual aids here that I've passed out, these posters, this is a great recycling cheat sheet that kind of helps to show people what can be recycled, what can't be recycled. And so that's another thing that can really help you make a difference. And then we've got a Canton Recycling Center right here that you can go out to and kind of recycle those cans, all right? And all kinds of other things. So yeah, thanks for coming to my speech. I hope you learned something. I hope you kind of learned about the need to recycle and are willing to take action and do